Parliament, members from the Diplomatic Corps, the Honourable Deputy Governor of the State Bank of Uganda, and Madame Olive and honourable participants, and above all, our co-partners from IDB, Brother Abdul Qadir Chachi and Sister Rahma. It is a great pleasure to be here in Kampala, the Pearl of Africa, once again. It is an honor for the ICCI to organize another activity here as part of its efforts to provide the private sector facilities that would enable them to expand their trade linkages and also to broaden their investment base. Just for those who are not familiar with the ICCIA, we are an institution which is affiliated to the Organization of Islamic Cooperation. And our main activity is to work for the private sector so as to enable them to play a more proactive role in the process of economic enhancement, economic cooperation among the 57 OIC countries. We have organized several activities in Uganda in cooperation with the Uganda Chamber of Commerce. We have organized a private sector meeting in 2008. We have organized a workshop on food security and agribusiness in 2011. And we have organized a chamber management seminar in 2009 and a workshop on coffee processing in 2009 as well. But in all these activities, we have noted that one of the underlying constraints in all these workshops, seminars, conferences that we have is that there is one factor which does not enable the private sector to implement the recommendations that they have taken in these workshops and in these seminars, and that is financing. So we had a lot of discussion with Madame Olive, and she said that there is a need that we need to focus on a mechanism which would facilitate the financing mode for the private sector. And after a lot of discussion and study, it has also been noted that what is the easiest mode of financing which is private sector friendly, and that is Islamic banking. And this is very important for the SMEs because most of the economies of the OIC countries are based on small and medium enterprises. Hence, this is the background to the seminar which brings us here today. As a matter of fact, going back to one of our workshops which we held on coffee processing, I just want to mention that, we in the Islamic Chamber are doing our best, and whatever we are coming forth with in terms of recommendations, we are trying to implement them. So, we walk our talk, so to say. So it was in 2008, the President of Uganda, His Excellency Mr. Museveni, addressed our inaugural session. And during this inaugural session, he pointed out some very pertinent issues with the Islamic countries are facing. And that is that we are producing so much raw material, but unfortunately, we are not getting the full utility of the raw material. And he quoted an example from within Uganda, wherein he said, Uganda is a coffee processing country. It produces coffee, it exports it at $1 to, for example, Great Britain, and it comes back for $7. So we have missed out that gap. And that is because we do not ourselves have the technology or the know-how for addressing this gap, to address the manufacturing gap. So I think we do need to concentrate on this, and fortunately enough, we held a workshop on coffee processing, and one of our very important participants in this coffee workshop, Star Coffee, is amongst us here today, and he realized the importance that, we need to work on coffee processing. And fortunately enough, soon after the workshop, we had a lot of inquiries from Turkey. Now, these are countries which are high consumers of coffee, but they don't produce coffee. And they're importing coffee from Brussels, or they're importing coffee from South America. So why can't the people within the Islamic countries, which are high consumers of any A commodity, talk with the people who are great producers and give their specifications, their specific blend, in which can be produced in Uganda? So this is what we are trying to work on, that we bring the people together. So I think I've diverged a little bit, but anyway. This seminar on Islamic banking is another series of ICCIA to serve the private sector. The ICCI realizes the need of the private sector and thanks Madame Olive for this initiative, and of course the most important role played by the Islamic Research and Training Institute of the Islamic Development Bank. Through this platform, on behalf of our President, His Excellency Sheikh Saleh Kamil, I wish to convey our deep gratitude and thanks to the IDB Group for their all-time cooperation and support in supporting ICCIA and Uganda National Chamber to organize the seminar. Islamic banking is a banking activity that is consistent with the principles of Sharia and its practical application to the development of Islamic economies. As such, a more correct term for Islamic banking is Sharia-compliant finance. It has been seen that countries where there is inadequate physical infrastructure, such as power, road, rail, information, transportation, and ICT, they require substantial, large annual level of investment. Hence, access to finance to fund the development of most of these critical sectors remains a challenge. There is a need to find cheaper alternatives, and today Islamic finance is one such cheaper mode as it is interest-free. Islamic finance is an emerging sector of the overall economic system and is considered to be worth over $1.2 trillion globally. The Islamic model uses money as a measuring tool for value and not as an asset in itself. So income is not received from money. As a matter of fact, investment vehicles through the Islamic finance structure are based on shared business risk. It is said that Islamic finance is growing 50% faster than traditional banking, and global Islamic investments are set to grow to £1.3 trillion by 2014. The importance of Islamic finance is gaining considerable momentum, and this was also indicated by Prime Minister David Cameron in his address to the 9th World Islamic Economic Forum held in London in 2013, October, wherein he said that he would like London to stand alongside Dubai and Kuala Lumpur as one of the great capitals of Islamic finance anywhere in the world. I think that means a lot for us, for all of us. The eagerness for the foreign and local banks to offer Sharia-compliant banking is the result of the Muslim population in the region and their